Andy Murray's shocking prediction about Emma Raducanu before her U.S. Open triumph. In the world of tennis, there are moments that take your breath away, matches that are remembered for decades, comebacks that inspire generations, and predictions that seem almost prophetic. One of the most extraordinary examples of foresight came before the 2021 U.S. Open, when Andy Murray, Britain's tennis legend and multiple Grand Slam champion, made a prediction about a young rising star, Emma Raducanu, that shocked fans and tennis pundits alike. At the time, Raducanu was an 18-year-old teenager with a growing reputation, but little expectation of making headlines on the grandest stage. Ranked outside the top 150, she was a qualifier, expected to face an uphill battle just to reach the main draw. But Murray, with his experience and keen insight, recognized something extraordinary, something others overlooked. In his words, Raducanu was destined for greatness, and he boldly predicted she could achieve something no British woman had done in decades. This is the story of that prediction, the seismic impact of Raducanu's U.S. Open triumph, and how one legend's insight perfectly anticipated the rise of another. The scene, British tennis on the cusp of change. British tennis has long been celebrated, but often criticized for sporadic bursts of brilliance rather than sustained dominance. From Virginia Wade's Wimbledon victory in 1977 to Andy Murray's Grand Slam success, the nation has experienced iconic moments. But rarely has there been a young player poised to transform the sport overnight. Before the 2021 U.S. Open, Emma Raducanu was quietly making waves. Her junior career had been promising, and she had already made headlines with a few breakthrough performances in smaller tournaments. Yet the tennis world did not expect her to dominate at a Grand Slam, much less make history as a qualifier. Andy Murray, however, saw beyond the rankings and the statistics. Having navigated the pressures of elite tennis himself, Murray could recognize raw potential, mental fortitude, and a rare combination of composure and competitive instinct. In a pre-U.S. Open interview, Murray made the startling statement, "I've been following Emma for a while now, and I genuinely believe she has the talent and mentality to go all the way in a major. She's calm, intelligent, and fearless. Don't be surprised if we see her lifting a Grand Slam trophy soon." At the time, the statement was met with polite nods and some skepticism. After all, predicting a Grand Slam win for an 18-year-old qualifier was audacious, even for a former world number one. Emma Raducanu. Quiet determination. Emma Raducanu's journey to the 2021 U.S. Open was far from glamorous. She had faced the usual struggles of a young professional player, balancing training, travel, and the mental challenges of competitive tennis. Yet she demonstrated maturity beyond her years. Her calm demeanor, focus under pressure, and tactical intelligence caught Murray's eye long before the tournament began. Raducanu's game combined speed, precision, and adaptability. She could adjust strategies mid-match, hit winners from impossible angles, and maintain consistency in critical moments. But what set her apart was her mindset, the very trait Murray emphasized when making a prediction. Emma doesn't just play matches, she thinks them, Murray noted. That kind of mental sharpness is rare in someone so young. This mindset would soon become the foundation of her historic U.S. Open run. The U.S. Open, from qualifier to champion. When Raducanu entered the 2021 U.S. Open, few expected her to advance past the early rounds. As a qualifier, she had already navigated the grueling qualifying tournament just to reach the main draw. Each match was an uphill battle, against opponents with far more experience and higher rankings. Yet from the first round, Raducanu demonstrated remarkable composure. Her game was fearless, her shots precise, and her ability to handle pressure unmatched. She dispatched opponent after opponent, gradually capturing the attention of fans and commentators around the world. By the time she reached the final, Raducanu's journey had become a story of inspiration. She was not merely winning matches. She was rewriting expectations for what young British players could achieve on the global stage. Murray's prediction comes true. When Emma Raducanu lifted the U.S. Open trophy without dropping a set, Andy Murray's earlier prediction seemed almost prophetic. The audacity of his words, once doubted, had been fully vindicated. The media quickly revisited his comments, highlighting how accurately Murray had identified Raducanu's potential months in advance. Many analysts and fans were stunned. Here was a player who had recognized greatness before it became obvious to the rest of the world. Murray himself reflected on the prediction after Raducanu's victory. "I said it because I saw it. She has the qualities of a champion, mentally and physically. Watching her win the U.S. Open, I felt proud but also not surprised. I knew she had it in her." The mental game, key to Raducanu's success. One of the defining aspects of Raducanu's U.S. Open run was her mental resilience, a trait Murray had specifically highlighted. Facing the pressure of Grand Slam matches, intense media scrutiny, and the expectations of an entire nation, Raducanu remained calm and focused. Her mental toughness manifested in several ways. Handling critical points with precision. Mentorship. Even indirect, Murray's insight serves as guidance, showing the next generation that legends notice and support rising talent. This story will be remembered not only for Raducanu's U.S. Open win, but also for Murray's role in anticipating and framing her greatness. Looking ahead, what this means for the future. The combination of Murray's prediction and Raducanu's victory signals a new chapter for British tennis. Young players now see major tournaments as achievable targets. Coaches are investing more in psychological training and holistic player development. British tennis is poised for sustained success on both the WTA and ATP tours. Raducanu herself continues to rise, while Murray's insight reminds the sporting community that greatness can be recognized before it becomes apparent, a lesson in observation, patience, and understanding the deeper elements of competition. Conclusion: a prophetic moment in tennis history. Andy Murray's shocking prediction about Emma Raducanu before her U.S. Open triumph was more than a casual comment. It was an act of recognition, a statement of belief, and a remarkable example of foresight in sports. Raducanu's victory validated that prediction in spectacular fashion, demonstrating not only her technical brilliance, but her extraordinary mental resilience. The story is now part of British tennis lore, a moment when a legend recognized the promise of a rising star, a teenager realized her full potential on the world's biggest stage, and an entire nation celebrated a new era of tennis excellence. Murray's prediction, Raducanu's triumph, and the ripple effects on the next generation illustrate the power of insight, belief, and courage. In the years to come, British tennis will continue to be inspired by that moment, a reminder that greatness is often seen before it is achieved, and that the right prediction at the right time can illuminate the path for an entire nation of athletes. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.